First and foremost, I would like to thank all of you that are always tuning to watch these shows, and as well always sacrifice your data to make sure that you follow us on our social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you TikTok. May God bless you for that amazing activity that you're doing. As well, I would like to thank you and thank everyone that joined our cause for charity that we had in Chireka, where we had one of our colleagues, and that is me, who was celebrating his birthday. But as well, we made the cause and it was successful, very successful. I would like to thank each and everyone that joined us and gave us a hand, gave us food, gave us soap, gave us clothes. Please, may God bless you and keep blessing you. Ladies and gentlemen, today in studio I have two gentlemen. These gentlemen that are in charge of the off-campus affairs of Makerere University Business School. When I talk about off-campus affairs, I mean places like Kataza, all affairs concerning Kataza, Smallgate, Chitali, Mbuya, and other places where we have students that are residing there and are part of MUBS. These gentlemen are the ones that are in charge. So we bring a very beautiful topic that we want to discuss, because now we expect that the intake is beginning a few weeks from now, that is August. So we have the short the short lists are almost out, so we expect freshers very soon, and so we hope that when they come here they have to go to hostel, and some of them will be coming from home and others will go to hostel, others will have to go to rentals. So we have these gentlemen. We want to know how ready are they to welcome these freshers into the system of university, where we have someone deciding what to do and not what to do in a day, where we have a person doing what they want to do. People move at night. No one is going to stop you like in high school. You're free to move everywhere you want. But these gentlemen here, they are in charge of your security, of your well-being and your welfare where you reside. Yes, Mr. Tashobia.
Yes, sir.
A very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Reason Media.
How is the going?
The going is well, and we are pushing well. We thank God for everything.
Yeah.
Honorable
Kwagu.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
I'm very fine.
I'm happy to have you. This is your first time on show.
Sure, I'm also very happy to be here.
And first things first, starting from Honorable Kwagu, how has the journey been ever since you were put in a position of campus?
Well, thank you so much. Easy in the media. That is a brilliant question. The journey always, there are ups and downs.
Yeah.
And of course, the ups encourage us. The downs, of course, discourage us, but always try to self-motivate ourselves. With other positive people around us in our circles, keep encouraging us. We can make it. And I can't say that it's been bad. Rather, it is safe for me to remark that the journey continues and it is still safe and it's good.
Yeah, are there some achievements where you feel like at least you've achieved as an off-campus department?
Oh yes, definitely. We can't spend all the time that we have so far spent in the office without achievements. If you were really determined and you had the inspiration to come and contest on the position. Yeah, to name them, can mention a few. Personally, all as the off-campus department as a whole, we have managed to get all the prices of the hostels, the updated prices, because we are all sure that as the semester was ending, the academic year was ending, all hostels had to update what just on the fees, the hostel fees. Yeah, so we had to go deep down to the roots, all hostels, to know how much is the hostel, how much is this hostel, how much is the other hostel, and how much have they increased by from the original or from the recent prices. And of course, I've been able to put them together, put their contacts together, and the hostels, then they are moving everywhere, and people are seeing. Yes.
Yes. Honorable Tashola.
Yes, sir.
Amidst all this chaos of raising a hostel fees, how ready are you to help students? Because now when the semester is beginning, we always have a higher tuition, including functional fees that is paid. You find that someone doing BCom might be paying almost 2 point, let's say 2.8, but then this person has to go to a hostel that is paying 2 million. How ready is your department ready to see that at least maybe we can have a room where we can have negotiations with hostel owners? Of course, we know that the school is not in charge. The school cannot help students out, but as a department, I believe there is that room for negotiation where we can have these hostel owners sit down and tell them that, please, these are our students. You know how parents struggle to get the money. Is there any way you can reduce on the fares? How ready is your department?
All right. Purpose of record, my name is Tasubia Blessed, and I want to make this very clear. As the off-campus ministry, we are one, regardless of the political affiliations where we reside. My brother is from a different political party, but that's not the issue. But we decided to first drop, for the first time in this sort of MUBS, to drop all our political affiliations and we first focus on serving the common interest, and that is our students. Mr. Easy, on that matter, I have my boss in the off-campus ministry, and that is Honorable Asasila Gift. She's the off-campus minister.
And I think next week we shall have her on show.
Oh, that would be so great.
Yeah.
So I and the off-campus minister, with the concern of my fellow off-campus GRCs, though they didn't make it because they were committed somewhere, but we approached the responsible or the concerned offices concerning that matter. First, we went to the principal's office and maybe thought we could find a solution for this, because this matter, actually, to put this on your notice, is not only disturbing the freshers, but even the ongoing or the continuing students. It's the same issue. And of course, I think we have groups where freshers are, and we have been sharing, as my brother said, we have been sharing them the list of the places at different hostels, and it has been so unfortunate and so alarming that people were so scared. Were like, how comes that you have a hostel which is 2M? For your own notice, my course next semester I'll be paying 2.6. 2.6. So if I'm paying 2.6 and I sleep in a hostel which is 2M, if I want to sleep like a planned kid, that is 2M. So that means that almost sleeping is more expensive than education.
Exactly.
Yet we came here to what? To study. So we are in touch, we are working in touch with these custodians, with the hostel owners, to make sure that at least there will be some reduction on these fees. Let me tell you one thing, Mr. Yeto, before you take the microphone from me. I know this only the laws of physics which do not change, but all laws of humanity bend towards humanity. The also owners are human beings like us. They are not angels from heaven, or they are not devils from underground, but they are people of God. They are human beings like us. So we're gonna talk to them and we emphasize this issue at let's reduce these prices. Before I conclude, because I will conclude, I want also to give just a brief example. We have hostels mostly. When I went to the dean's office, they told us, okay, right now the institute as itself, it can't do anything about it now, but we're not stopping there as the off-campus GRCs, because we know something must be done.
Exactly.
So they told us that it can be done. As for now, maybe they can enter into issues concerning security and healthy and sort of things. But we are telling them that okay, this can be done because it can be done because this. If you are told, there was during the apartheid policy in South Africa, there was a man who was called Chief Albert. Chief Albert told these people that the only way we can stop apartheid is as by boycotting South African products. So every good which was from South Africa, every product which was from South Africa, it was boycotted on an international level. And this made apartheid to face a very big challenge because it had never had finances to finance its policies and everything. So the only way we can stop this, now we are working collectively as students, because if the administration can't do anything, but we the students and off-campus GRCs and our leaders, we can do something about this. And if at all we can say that, if at all we can stop, maybe we first boycott those hostels which are expensive, and the owners, when they lack customers or when they lack clients, then they will sit back and say, you know what, let's reduce, because we know very well where we come from. We all know our backgrounds. Tuition is high. Then also you come to sleeping, It is expensive.
Now, even putting that aside, you have to consider the eating.
Yes,
The
yes.
meals the student is going to have. Like, for example, down there, not like at Small Gate or and
yeah.
other places, you find that chips that is sold as 2K in some places. Down there, it is 5,000.
5K, yeah, that's true.
So and the cheapest meal someone can have maybe is a Rolex of 2,000. When you look at the chapati and you try how the size, it does not.
Yeah, that's true.
Some ability. As well, let me, as I cross over to Honorable Kwago. When it comes to security, you find that some of the you go think about it when I was at host, it's not security, it's tech security, and these are students that come back at night, and these are students that need to go and read maybe at campus at night. How ready are you guys to make sure that we have at least some security measures put in place to say that at least if we are paying this amount of money to what a hostel at Small Gate that is paying 750 or 700,000, that hostel, sincerely speaking, it is abnormal. That is abnormal money for a hostel there, because when you come to the environment, you come to everything. How ready are you?
Okay, thank you so much, Izon Media. That question is very good. And before I say anything about that, I would want to first remind the students or even tell you about what I'm telling them. I'm so much encouraging them to choose hostels of their affordability. Let them choose what they can afford at the moment. As we fight here and there, as we make the ends meet with the hostel owners, with everything around in relationship with the school administration. Students ought to choose hostels that you can manage. Don't choose a hostel just because Mr. Blessed is in this hostel, this is in the other hostel, then you want to be with them, but yet you can't afford. Life around in Akawa is very expensive, and yet you have to come to school, you have to survive, you have to eat, you have to dress up. So be wise, as King Solomon asked for wisdom from God. So you need to be wise about that. On the concern of security, that is one of the areas where I'm putting a lot of emphasis as a person, even beyond the ministry, because I really understand that these students, so us as students, we come from home when we really know where we are heading to, the place is secure. Then you reach areas like Small Gate, as you mentioned, then you find that it's actually disappointing. But my first step about security, I had to visit the estates, the office of the estates, and I'm in close relationship with Mr. Walugembe, the head of estates, and I have signed for security lights. I think next week we shall be putting them up, because by the fact that the hostel owners have not put in place enough security,
that is very good.
Then what can we do as the student leaders? So I've signed for two security lights from the office of the estates to be put at Small Gate, and you have already identified the places. And also, as you go to Lords, as you go to Hukataza, close to Lords Hostel, there is a lot of darkness in the night, and of course, people still from these students as they come back from wherever they could be coming from, and you are going to put a security light such that you can minimize on the cases of the
as you come to there's you come to that place the Kataza side, after the railway, there's a police station there, but still we have cases of thuggery. Like, for example, you find that students are moving and then a person comes and snatches the bags. I have colleagues that have lost so many properties there. How ready are you as well? Because you need to work hand in hand with the police, but there is that police station. Sometimes they are there, sometimes they are not, and sometimes they are there, but still we have such cases.
Okay, thank you so much about that. It has actually raised so many concerns around this.
Then as well, you talk about Old Deportable Road. It is under construction and there's so much insecurity.
All right. About the concern you have raised, it has raised so many questions, and we have very few answers to attempt to the questions. Because personally, I'm in touch with the security, that is very police station. But of course, at one point, I even started imagining could these policemen be the one who's stealing from our students? But I can't say yes or no. Because they're also human beings. Maybe they were tired during the day, now they are resting to wake up and go back to their work. But we can't say the security has not done enough, and we can't say the security has done enough. Yeah, what we have to do as students, actually, security always starts with ourselves. Security always starts with ourselves. Actually, to imagine the truth is that at the police station there is also a very big security light.
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, the bad thing is that this security light at the police station near the railway only faces the main road, of which we think that the main road is safe. The security that was facing that area is not actually working. And that's why I told that I've secured the security lights already to put on that road as you go to Lord's Hostel at that small gate. But of course, I think sensitization is much more necessary to the students to make them aware that security begins with themselves before anyone comes in. Yeah, then if you could give me a chance to talk about the hiking of the prices of the hostels. Yeah, it is evident that now the most expensive hostel, that is the Ideal Diamond, a single room is at 2M, and a double room is at 1.2. But even if as student leaders, when we are trying our best to advocate for fairness in the prices, of course now the hostel owners and the custodian claim that there is ground tax, there is property tax, URA, you find that they are right. But I think it is still so much complicated to the leaders to put this upright. Why? Because if easy, I want to go and tell the hostel owner so and so about the high prices of the hostel, what they are and they living in Akawaze, as its ambiguity. The truth is, you find that the hostels that are most expensive are the hostels that get full fast to capacity. You find that the hostel, I want to remark this again, the hostel that is the most expensive gets full to capacity fast, more than the hostels that are fairly priced. Then you start asking yourself, if the owner of the hostel sees their hostel is full to capacity, why should I, as Rukwago Henry, because a man of campus GRC, go convince him that students can't manage the prices? So it starts with us. Don't just go because of the peer-to-peer influence, the negative peer-to-peer influence. Choose the best people to be with and know who you are, know where you come from. Yeah, then about that, the hostels and the owners. Yesterday, I'm working so tirelessly with the administration because I know we reached the principal's office about that and nothing has been done yet. So now we have to start from the roots of the administration, because I know Mr. PMM, when I say PMM, I mean Professor Moses Mhoes, is a man who follows structures, and I appreciate that. So I've gone back to the ground of the administration. Yesterday I had a very big and long conversation with the custodian, Madam Allison, and we suggested that we are going to call the hostel owners to come. We have a meeting with them after students have settled in the coming academic year. I think this meeting, as we as the student leaders, is basically the off-campus GRCs, and as the off-campus ministry, we are going to have this engagement with the hostel owners and the administration. We talk, we articulate issues, and then we see what is better for them and what is better for us.
For the students.
Promoting a win-win.
Because it has to be a win-win
situation. So we don't want us to be so much fixed to the wall and for you're happy. And actually, you're happy, for you are happy, then for us we are not happy. Basically, the core reason as to why I'm in Nakawa as a student is to study. But the tuition I'm paying for my core reason as to why I'm in Nakawa is higher, actually is less than the hostel fee. Yes. So we need to understand this. I'm a student. The core reason as to why I'm in Nakawa is to study. But the hostel fees that I'm paying is higher than the education and the service. We all know that it is true. MUBS is a public university. And it is a university, rather it is a government business. And the other hostel department is also private business. So there are two separate entities. And if they can't sit together and negotiate about some terms, then it's going to be very hard for the student leaders to engage them in what actually is on the mind of them. So, of course, I must. The reality is here. we need to work together. All the parties that are involved need to work together. As the students first, let us work on this as the students' community. Let us choose where our affordability lies. Then let us call upon the guild. We work together with the guild. Then work together with the administration. Then, since you are having that meeting soon, I think in September, with the hostel owners, please come and be there. You raise your concerns to these people. Perhaps they might be thinking that we are all just pushing for our own agendas. Yet we are basically pushing for the agenda of the students' community. Thank you so much. That's what I can deliver at the moment.
Yes, thank you so much, Honorable Ukwago. Honorable Tashovia.
Yes.
We have government students,
Yes, sir.
and you find that these students always get their money sometimes late, because you know some of the government students, when you check their backgrounds, you find that they are not financially well coming from home. Which sensitization program do you have for them to say that at least even when their money comes from home, when they are in hostel, they are not just out of hostel?
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Easy, for that question. I, for one, I have a lot of friends who are government students, and one of them, their issue is my close friend, and of course, sometimes she could raise concerns about delaying in payment of their allowances, and this has affected her studies, because sometimes you want to be at school and the landlord wants the money for the house. Maybe you are in a rent or a hostel, so they want the money for accommodation. So as the off-campus ministry, we're gonna make sure that at least we talk to these custodians. As I told you, all laws of humanity bends towards the humanity. And I believe very well that if at all we work hand in hand with these custodians, we shall create a group for government students. We put them in one group. And of course, when you get to know that this is the number of the government students, then we shall be able to address them and the matters concerning the delaying in payment, because it's not their crime or it's not their offense to delay to pay. Yes, they wish to pay, but of course they have to wait for the government. And of course, things of government sometimes it takes long. They can say that we August November semester, but saying that we're gonna create a group. We put this government students in one group. We start in Standard 3 of campus GRCs. We meet these custodians. And of course, these are on the meeting my brother has talked about is the same issue. Or one of the issue that will be
about that meeting. We can say we are in a very big space. Because when you yourself just go, I think maybe you can have a couple of meetings. For example, you can have your meetings, and as well you must you can call students, the stakeholders. But then now it comes back to the off-campus department that at least we need an association of hostels, or we must have hostel leaders who are students. Like now, for example, you find that I once had a scenario where a friend of mine was sick at Valley Courts, and there are no student leaders that are in that hostel, and sometimes you find that it is hard for the students themselves to coordinate and then find a solution. But if we had hostel leaders like who are part of the hostel association, you find that now it becomes simple and very easy, because they always be coordinating with maybe the school health center, places that students can easily get services to. Have that as well, like having
leaders
yes, from different ministers in each hostel, but at least we can have a student association for hostels. Have you thought about that?
Sure, we had thought about that, and that was in one of the initiatives that we're going to introduce, because we have a lot of initiatives at the off-campus ministry. Of course, to enlighten more, we shall even have healthy issues concerning health initiatives. Like
condoms from you. For the condoms, yes, it is good, but now we expect an ambulance at least to be on standby, get that emergency emergency. Students always have issues, yes, health emergencies. Like for example, someone can faint and there is no car to take the student. We cannot get a who has fainted.
All right, Mr. East, on that question, I can't promise that we shall have an ambulance because that will be lying to you. But of course, we are not saying that it's not possible. If I told me, because we can also have money, MUBS has money, we can maybe advocate for it. If I told it is approved, then we can have it. But now, before we reach there to get an ambulance on the ground, make the possible things in a good way. For example, we are going to put out what we call an helpline, which is for emergencies. If I told we shall put a number out, that number will be for only emergency issues. For example, your roommate has not appeared for 2 days. Yeah, you have not seen your brother. Maybe your friend has fainted in the room. Maybe you have not seen your friend for a while. So that number will be put in place. It will be both on WhatsApp and of course also calling. So if I told you're a concerned student, as my brother has said, it has to start with us, other students. So be concerned. Let your roommate be your brother. Let your roommate be your sister. Let not be just roommates, but be a family. So if I told she goes somewhere and disappears for more than 2 weeks or call, we shall make sure that even if they faint at 12 midnight, the off-campus ministers or the off-campus DRCs will come to that hostel and they shall pick, because we all stay around. We don't stay in heaven. We stay around the hostels to monitor well. So we shall come there, and the issue we talked about of the student leaders from different hostels, that will be implemented very soon, and we shall come out with a committee from different hostels. We say from BICO, you're the leader. So that will bring us close in touch with to enlighten more before we leave the issue of hostels. My brother talked about it, but I want also to emphasize this before we leave the hostel issues. What the day when we went to the principal's office and the dean's office to ask them, okay, can something be done to decrease on the prices of the hostels? It was so unfortunate that by the time we went to check on one of the custodians at Ideal Diamond, this guy told us, you know what, the single rooms of 2M were already full to capacity. Now you're asking yourself, we are advocating to reduce the amounts, but now some people have already paid. I have a friend of mine, she's a girl. She was sleeping at Valley Coast, and at Valley Coast she was paying 1.8 for a single room. That day, I found her paying 2M at Ideal Diamond. So I was like, okay, yes, okay, as we leaders, okay, we wish so much to help these students. But now, my brother can confirm about this. If you go to a Diamond, you'll find that if there's a space, if at all there is any, you'll find there's only 2 rooms or 3 rooms which are still vacant. But all the other rooms are occupied. But it's the most expensive accommodation we have right now. So what I request my brothers and sisters, let us be real to ourselves. You understand? Be real to yourself. After putting on that expensive makeup, wearing the most luxurious clothes, after doing everything, using the best fumes, you know yourself when you go back home. You know where you come from. When you sit down, do not burden your parents. But as we also are trying to advocate for decrement in the hostel fees, you also first choose a place that you can afford. For now, do not compete with other people, because let me tell you one thing, Mr. Easy. If you didn't know, we started with some of the children of ministers in this campus.
Yeah.
So I have a guy at Valley Courts. The guy has a single room. Actually, it's a triple, but he paid it as a single. He has the sofas. We said they don't compete. Yes, very nice sound. Always look back and see that you know where you come from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then about that meeting, maybe I'll come to you and you tell me. Our viewers would want to know, when you have these engagements, do you always come back to the students and tell them? I'm sure you guys have not gotten a chance, but leaders have met with their hostel. Unfortunately, they don't come back and tell the students. So maybe I would be like advising, but as well requesting that when you have this meeting, you can ask with administration, meet this hostel, and as with all students to meet hostel owners, but we can pick out their leaders. Are you planning that? Or then as well, as a government student, which program do you have those that are coming.
Okay, Mr. You about the government students and their affairs, and I dub as the speaker for government students in MUBS, and I've done out of all my means to let these people know what being on government in MUBS means. Because these people have a lot of excitement and expectation, which might actually lead them into a danger. So, as a government student, you're not paying a lot because you're only paying 260,000 per academic year, which 246 is just functional fees that you pay, and then you pay some to take for national and higher education. But as you said, when you go down to the roots, you find that the government students, they are people. I don't know how government actually fix these students, because in most cases there are people actually who are badly off. It's rarely, it's on rare cases to find it, no history been given yes, so now and then it has to pay about the make one our dear this as given on good for them
But I
fields start had to school days if what kind of thing that because we have very much we are on deep to eat so well let me but as I tried all my government is to not pay, so choose to pay for when you're very wise, and then let you people know that the allowances from the government, as when you are in your very first semester and your very first year, it comes very late, or actually almost towards the end of the semester, but you must be surviving. Because why does that amount of money delay? It's because they're still entering your data, they're still locating who you are. Everything.
The bank account.
The bank accounts, people don't have national IDs, and then it's not good for you to do what? To give money to me because I'm a government student and because I have the bank account. And Easy doesn't have a bank account. It would be actually not fair. So that process takes long. And that's why you people who are coming on government, we congratulate you, but you come and join us. Because we are honest, we are not pushing this violently. We are pushing for an increment, at least some increment of the leave out allowance, with a lot of peace and with a lot of negotiation from the administration. I think the dean of students is my witness. I always go to her and tell her, and at least there is some hope that this coming academic year they might increase our fee to 1.2. To 1.2. That is the hope that we have now.
The next academic
year. Because I've been getting 700 something. You find a student who is in Ukuru is getting 960. So you see the difference between Ukuru and Nakawa, who is supposed to be given at least something.
A lot of money.
Yeah, some good money. Somebody who is in mountains of the moon is receiving more money than a person who is in Nakawa. You get? That thing was not fair. But at least the dean of students has given me hope and has given us hope as the Mubuzigosa. That they will increase our money if all goes well as planned, because it was supposed to be effected this last academic year, but at least it was not possible, and we can understand because it's a natural law that if something doesn't happen this way, maybe you can get plan B and then see what you can do. next, but at least you have hope. But I want to encourage the fellow government students, please, when you come with some money, stock food, don't expect to get your money as well as you think it will be. Yeah. Then about hostel leadership. Yesterday, as I was with Madam Alison, the custodian of MUBS, I was suggested that we want to push for an agenda with the MUBS administration that we must have a GRC from every hostel. And I was very happy that she welcomed the idea and noted it down. That if we know that this Mr. Tasso we are blessed is the GRC for Ideal Diamond, we can easily locate, we can easily understand what is taking place within the hostel bounds. The GRC of Akamwes Hostel through me the school leadership and the administration can know what is really taking place at Akamwes, and then we can easily
but I think that one is very simple. It is constitutional.
It is constitutional.
You can start from the GRC house.
And we vote for it.
We might not have every because there are so many hostels.
Yes.
Now, when you go to a place like that, and you can buy
for
exactly, let's gear quiz because it is also that is a disadvantage. I think the house can have almost close to
Mr. Endurance and health can't be area talking about that. As an perfect movement, see that but so it's the emergency. Even exactly what happened at Akamwes, you as Akamwes, you have a sport that
that's with the leaders
exactly,
when in the meeting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
because they can have such emergency
emergency vans around. Emergency vans around. Because you can't tell me that the person is sick from Akamwes and has to first get their own transport. Yeah, they're paying a lot of money.
Yeah, they're paying a lot of money.
But of course, this is a call to hostels. Please, we need maybe emergency vans around, even the school itself.
Yeah.
The health center, let them have some emergency van for us. Thank you so much, Mr.
Yes. Our viewers, thank you for watching us. It is a very amazing show and a very good discussion that the academic year 2024-2025 needs to hear and listen so that we can have a successful semester and a successful academic year. My cry to the hostel owners is, please, you don't need to hike the prices of your hostels, because you are they are affected by the COVID times. There is no money. Cut down those prices. At least if the prices are still high, at least have those services. We can have hostels where we have hostels centers for the students. It is, for example, a million, and this student is paying for only and you find that student can be affected. But as well, if it can start with you when it comes and have security officers around, and like we have so many hostels. Please give back as well to you over years, and they're going to support you until when God comes back and your time on earth is done. We say that education is, as we come to the close of the show. Would you please help our viewers know some of the hostels that are down there that they can trust and everything that they can trust, and as well go and have accommodation there? As well, maybe you can state the prices if you know.
Okay.
If you know some.
All right, our viewers, my name is Blessed Sobia, and of course, Mr. Easy I'll speak on behalf of two people because, as I told you, we have the class, and of course with the planning class. People who are just planning out to leave. So I for one, the first hostel I recommend. I won't say that it's the best hostel, but for those from humble backgrounds, first of all, there is a hostel called Biko. A double room is at 680.
But humble background, what are you meaning? Because even we have plenty people that are from humble background.
Those people, okay, who are still budgeting. There's those people who don't care about money. A friend of mine I told you about who got a room at Diamond for cash. Yeah, but we have people who has your families and backgrounds. As I said in the start, let us be true to ourselves. You know where you come from. So if you know that very well, a lot of responsibilities, you have young brothers around, your sisters are demanding, so one tuition and a budgetable and affordable hostel called Biko Hostel. It is at 680 per semester. And also we have Picasa. Picasa is also 650, I think. And we also have 700. Yeah, it increased. And we also have B2 hostel. Okay, the ideals there are so many for the business class. Okay, for the people who can afford, we have Ideal Classic 1.1. We have Ideal Diamond 1.2. We have Ideal Annex 1.1. We have the odd Ideal, it is 1M, and we have Ideal Classic. We have Kamwesi, it is 1.2. So all those hostels, it is you to choose what you can afford. So I don't know if it's the time to give my closing remarks or.
As well, you give your closing remarks.
So let me give my closing remarks. First of all, I want to thank you for all watching, our dear viewers. It has been a pleasure having us here, and of course, we believe that you will enjoy and benefit from this show. To our dear year one, the freshers who are coming, who are joining, sure camp is working hand in hand collectively to give you the answer at campus. We are here, I and my brothers and the off-campus minister, we're going to receive you very well. So come sure that you're healthy, security-wise, and accommodation will be all sorted through us. Trust us, and we shall deliver the very delightful service from us. Thank you so much for viewing.
Do you mind sharing your contact with them?
For those who love to get in touch with me, I have the Twitter account. So Twitter X, you can go to and search Tapsobia Blessed. And also I have my number is 07019 82 887. So that those who have M10 it is 07760 44 and 882. So you can just reach me on those numbers and I'll be able to help. Thank you so much.
Yes, Honorable Kwag, as we close and you give your closing remarks, let's look at small gates. You talked about the security. I'm happy that we are going to have some lights there.
Yeah.
But now the students that are going to come and use it as accommodation, which advice do you have for them? Then as well, students who come from areas of Umbuya, Chitintali, Mutungo, Lucira, and as far as Chereka, which advice do you have for them as you give your closing remarks?
Okay, thank you so much. I would start here attempting your question by saying that if you are not a planning kid, then choose to be. If you are not a planning, choose to be a planning kid. I'll start with the people who are going to be living very near here at Small Gate. Please, health, your health is paramount. You know, we have people who come from small by now, but you find somebody shining on campus. But when you go where they sleep, you find that the face and where they sleep, they don't match. You see somebody on campus, you think they come from Munyonyo, but when you try to trace from, the face can only match with their place of residence when you only enter the room.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you only enter the room, you can know that this girl is okay. They are now matching with the face. But before you enter their room, really it is so absurd that the place is not all that well hygienically. The sanitation is not well. But my advice for you people, because that's where you can afford it to be, understand and be aware of yourself and appreciate who you are. Because today you are the way you are, but tomorrow you can be another person from the place where you're going to be. So my advice is about security. Let you know that security starts with you, then health. Then the other thing, build your social capital around those people who help you. Don't think that you being in your room inside, it's now done. No, relate well with other people. Then the people who are going to be staying far from campus. That's why I brought in the other element of, if you're not a planning kid, be a planning kid. You get the point? Yeah, I advise them to go to far places, knowing that they will need to incur transport. You know, somebody didn't eat the last night, has to come to campus, again needs transport. You know, sometimes even the weather doesn't favor. In fact, me in my first semester, in the academic year, my first year I was sleeping in Luzira. Those ends as you go to Luzira, Chitintal as you go to Luzira. And it gave me a lot of hard time because I didn't get enough guidance before I chose the place. But these days I'm here, always guide welcoming students to come to me. I guide them which place is better for you. You get the point. Yeah, people who are going for rentals, please make sure you choose a rental that has security, that is well fenced, and you relate so well with the owner, with the landlords. Also, the advice I can give to them, yeah, maybe the last one at small gate, malaria is so much increasing.
They should use mosquito nets.
Sleep under mosquito. I was so happy when my brother blessed Asobia and his campaign. Was together with the Honorable Kalima Baham. They gave out, it was a very good innovation. They gave out they treated the mosquito nets. And I really thank you, bro. Thank you so much. It was so good, man. I was so happy because me always advise students even to close their doors, their windows before it's late. Because when you get the malaria, then trust me, you will not concentrate in class. You'll be sickly. You won't perform.
And malaria is very
actually deadly. Then the point I can wind up with before I give my conclusion, because concluding I must, is here. HIV kills, and there is no way you're going to get HIV if you were not born with it. If it's not maybe an accident, there's no way you're going to get HIV minus you having unprotected sex. And that's why I've been so much with the Ministry of Health from Mulago Institute, HIV AIDS Institute of Mulago, and I've managed to procure and to get 20 big boxes of condoms. I've managed to get 20 big boxes of condoms for people, because I know they are not getting these condoms for these people because I'm encouraging them to have sex. No, but the reality is they do have sex. But if they have the sex, how do they have the sex? Very, when it's
very protected.
Safe for them, very protected.
Exactly.
I think you saw something that was moving. Some BBS student wants to kill BCom students. For me, it tormented me so much. Why? Because people, we need to be kind. If you have HIV, don't think about the way you got the HIV, but think of the best way you can create a free AIDS generation. Protect each other, protect the other. If you have HIV, make sure, at least even if you love me, protect me, be kind to me. So I have condoms. Anytime reach out to me. I'm not giving you condoms because I'm encouraging intercourse or having sex. I'm giving condoms for sex.
It's a very, very good
because the reality is you people do have sex. You people do what? Have sex. But how do you have the sex that is safe? Because I can't, the truth is, I can't, me personally, as Henry Rugwago, I can't refuse to have sex. It is your intimacy and the other person has convinced you, but out of the convincement, and then you have liked to have that sex. The reality is, how is this sex safe for you, for me, and for the other? The reality is, HIV starts with a person, starts with me, goes to the other person. You find a Munyankole has HIV, you got it from a Muganda. A Muganda got HIV from a Musoga. A Musoga got HIV from a Nacholi. So there is no one who is safe, and you can't use your eyes to test that I'm safe. I'm very, very, very tough about HIV. And of course, I wrote an article recent. I'm very tough on HIV.
As I conclude,
I want to thank you, to appreciate you for this wonderful session that we have had. My name is Henry Rukwaga, and I'm of Campus GRC. So much concerned with people's health. Yeah, that's why I think we shall have another topic about HIV. I'm very tough on that. Have safe sex. Yeah, I think if people want to reach out to me, I'll be very humble receiving your texts. My Twitter handle is Rukwago Henry. I'm using my name. I don't have the other name, Paul Shuate. That's my name. Then you can reach to me. You can reach out to me through my Facebook account. Rukwago Henry is my name. My username is there. You can reach through my 0760 7737. Then you can give me a direct call through my Airtel number 0703 67 5876. I forgot, and my country, I just want to say that this is Makerere University Business School, a place to be.
Yes. Thank you so much, gentlemen, and I welcome you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. You've shared a lot of important information that our freshers need to know. Dear viewers, this marks the end of our show, and I would like to thank you for being a very good audience and watching us to this amazing Makerere University Business School's Students Television. It's always a pleasure to have information, you to transfer with you so that we can have an informed society, a society that is educative and a society that is entertained. Ladies and gentlemen, as we close up this show, I would request one thing from you, that whenever you're moving and you have your phone, the best station you can be on is MUBS TV. We have so many important programs that are for you, more so especially the youth, wherever you are, that please remember, and you find that someone is not busy, you can make them a channel. Follow us on social media platforms like Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and as well you can send us an email on mobstv.com. Business together, by the way, we have so many it is for businesses, so you can come to us for all me, and as well for emceeing, for DJing, and everything that you need to come and have with us. My name is Mugabe Godwin, aka Easy on Media. I'll say a shout out to Fikman on camera, my producer, and as well I'll say shout out to Kate Muhira, a colleague. Thank you so much. Maybe allow me give a handshake to this gentleman for the important information shared to you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Your true definition of the